Welcome to EDU World Space.
Let's use the integral test. And we'll see why this works nicely in a second. So just replace n with a x. And first thing is, as usual, you can just write this as an improper integral. And then if it helps, you can also do a u sub here. Now, this step is not mandatory, but it'll require less work. So I'm just going to convert this entire integral into the new variable u. So notice here, this was x equals 1. So plugging that in for x over here, you see that u of 1 equals 2. That's our new lower limit. And similarly, if you plug in the upper bound b in for x, you get our upper limit, b squared plus 1. And there's the rest of our integral. So now we should consider some cases here. Case 1, p equals -1. And in that case, the integral becomes ln absolute value over 2. But when we plug in the b squared plus 1 into the log and take the limit, this will go to infinity, so diverges. So this means that we do not want to consider p equals -1. Let's go to the next page here. So now we consider p not equal to -1. And when we do that, we can go ahead and use the power rule to evaluate the integral. This is why we're considering two cases, because the antiderivative is different depending whether or not p is equal to -1. So now we're plugging in and so at this point, we need to consider, because notice that 1 plus b squared goes to infinity. So we should consider whether or not this exponent is positive or negative. If p is less than -1, then p plus 1 is less than 0. And this will ensure that now we have a negative exponent. This will ensure that the infinity goes in the denominator, and that will end up being a 0. So if p is less than -1, the integral just becomes this term here. Which is a real number. You're not dividing by 0, so it converges in this case. And then consider the other case, p is bigger than -1. This implies p plus, oops, sorry about that. This implies p plus 1 is bigger than 0, but that'll mean that the infinity has a positive exponent. And that'll ensure that the entire integral is infinity. So out of all the cases, the only one that we had convergence was if p was strictly less than -1.